And today we're going to practice walking nicely on the leash, which is our loose leash walking. As you can see, we're in a little different area, a bit more out in the open, so it'll give Sasha more excitement and more reasons to pull around. Now, loose leash walking is really important, and when we go over this, every single time you take her for a walk, make sure that she listens to this loose leash walking. Usually we don't use any treats for it because the treat is we get to continue our walk. So, you have a nice size leash for this, and the first step of it is to give her the full leash. That way you can tell when she's pulling like this now, and you can correct her from there, but that still gives her plenty of room to walk around and explore without pulling you and commanding the walk. So, I'm going to take her around and try a couple different methods with her. The first is called the back method. Then when she pulls and the leash gets tight like this, I stop walking, plant my feet, and snap your fingers or pat your leg. I'm going to pat my leg because I can't snap. And say, Sasha, back. And wait till she comes to you so that there's nice slack in the leash like this. And then you can continue on your walk. So we'll try that first, and then I'll go over the other method. Good girl. Good girl. All right, that was really good. As you can see, when she got the leash tight, I stopped, said Sasha back. And by the end, coming back here, she was still kind of running around and doing plenty of work, but there was a nice new loose leash and I wasn't getting tugged around. So that's really good. And of course, she is comfortable here and isn't going anywhere too far, too exciting. So she might not be pulling like she does like when she first gets here in the morning. She's excited to play. But it's important to practice it like that so that she learns that whenever the leash goes on, she can be excited, but she's got to walk nicely and that you're in control. Now the second method is kind of called the reverse method. So with this one, when you're walking, as soon as that leash gets tight, you just turn 180 degrees, give a little wiggle or tug on the leash and say, Sasha, this way. Just like that. Now, you don't want to yank back on her. A lot of times, you know, when a dog starts pulling, your first reaction is to pull back and say, Sasha, no. But by pulling back like that, it makes the dog feel restrained and often makes them want to go against that tug even harder. So, by just a little wiggle of the leash or a little tug, it gets her attention and gets her to follow you instead of you having to fight her. This is not a strength test, and you don't want it to be because she's a big dog. She's got a lot of power. So, we're going to try walking around like that and see how she does. Sasha, this way. Sasha, this way. All right, she always slows down around this side because there's the gate here, so she knows she can't go any further. So we'll keep practicing. just like that, here she is on a nice loose leash and doing very well. So that's good to do. That is more of a practice thing if you're actually taking her on a walk or taking her to a certain location. It can get kind of frustrating if she's pulling, you have to keep on going back and forth. So this is a practice technique so that she learns to always walk nicely on the leash. But she responds really well to the reverse method and the back method. So use both or find which one works best for her or best for your situation and do that one. Because there are these two techniques, there's no reason that Sasha should get away with pulling on the leash. So the important thing is to practice. Take her for a walk for 20-30 minutes every day so that she gets used to this. And also if you walk her different routes around your house or something like that, she'll be exposed to different things and have different distractions so that it keeps challenging her and you keep correcting her whenever she pulls so that she learns that no matter what might be tempting her, she always walks on a loose leash. Now, another good thing to have control of her when you're walking is heeling. I know she's familiar with heel, but we're just going to do some practice since it's been a while since Sasha's had training with us. It's a good time to kind of dust off those cobwebs. Heeling can be really helpful. Say if you take her to Petco and you want control of her because there might be a lot of dogs around, by heeling her while you go through the store and get, maybe her dog food or something like that. That's a good way to practice. It keeps her a lot closer to you and it keeps you in more control and it commands her attention on you. So for a nice walk, in the evening, definitely don't do it all heeling because the point is for her to relax and, get some exercise, and the heeling is for a shorter amount of times. But also if you're at the beach or going by a really crowded area or something like that and you need her close by you for her safety or so she doesn't disrupt anything, putting her in a heel is a good way to get through that with her right by you. So we do use treats for heeling. Remember, Sasha, to start with whichever leg is closest to her. Lead with that leg when you tell her heel. And whenever you stop, she needs to be in a sit. She should know that the sit is part of the heel. So don't tell her to sit, but instead use the treat to guide her into her sit. So we're going to practice some of this. Just part of basic leash manners. Sasha, come here. Sit. Sasha, heel. Heel. Okay. Good heel. Good heel, Sasha. All right, she's getting a little bit excited. She's a lab, so she has a really high food drive, so when the treat comes out, she's kind of jumping up more. This time I'm going to practice without the treat in my hand. And as you can see, she came and sat in front of me instead of by my side. A good way to correct this is to practice up against a wall or a fence so that she has to sit right by you and she can't swing out in front of you or swing her bottom out one way like that. So now I'm going to get her in the correct position and we're going to do a little bit of heeling without a treat because she gets a little too excited with the treat. Sasha, come here. Sit. Good, sit. No. All right, bring her back around in the right position. Sit. Heel. Heel. Whoop. Step down my shoe. Heel. 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 Good heel. Good heel, Sasha. Good girl. All right, that was pretty good. Keep practicing this because I would like you to eventually be able to use the treat without her jumping up so that she pays more attention to you. As you can see with that one, I had a tighter leash, and except when she pulled a little bit, I give her a little tug back. But most of the time, the leash was in a nice J shape like that, so it was nice and loose. So I did have more control over her, but I wasn't keeping her super tight. She was walking nicely in a good heel, and her sits got a lot prettier at the end too. So she did a great job. Hope this helps. Keep practicing all this at home and wherever you go with Sasha to practice good leash manners with her, and I think it'll help a lot because she's very trainable and very food motivated, which helps a lot too. So this was Rachel and Sasha. We were going over loose leash walking and leash manners.